I'm Fariso.
I am Zerin.
And you are watching We Need to Talk.
Yes.
Find us right here every other Tuesday having some tough talks.
Every other Tuesday, all right? I'm tired of my mom calling me and saying, I'm waiting for you on the tube. I'm waiting for you on the tube. Mom, first of all, it's YouTube.
Every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday. I appreciate the support, though. We love the fact that y'all want to see us every week, but we are busy also working people. But yes, every other Tuesday, we will appreciatively support you and give you great content.
Yes.
Okay?
Cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We have another tough talk today, considering the world and everything that's going on, and considering the climate of what's happening right now in America. Today's topic, we're talking about, should Black people go back to Africa?
And if you've never been, should you take that trip? So that's the other thing, you know. Some of us can't say we can't go back. Some of us have never been. It's another thing to think about.
Yeah, that's true. But when we say go back, I think in terms of like our history as a people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, like being, having that origin.
Mm-hmm.
So going back as far as like where our ancestry lives for most. You know,
but I love to. We're gonna also compare. I said people that are African and they've been in Africa, and then people like me are African American and I've never even stepped foot into Africa. So it's like I think those mindsets are a little different.
Absolutely.
And it's good to know, like, how would you even feel doing that? You know, since you've been so breaded by, you know, American culture. And so yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Good.
So what are we doing first, game-wise?
We're having a game. Okay, y'all. So last week, Zerin, he described himself as a thorny rose. Are you a tulip? Are you a rose? Are you a sunflower?
I'm a thorny rose.
Wow.
I got thorns. I got diligence.
Do you remember that?
I did.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Should add that out, my bad.
So, for our game, we are gonna play roses, buds, and thorns. So, when we say our rose, that is a positive thing, a thorn, a negative thing, and a bud, something you're looking forward to. So, but the theme is being Black in America. So, what is the rose, bud, and thorn for you about being a Black person in America? So, we'll let you go first.
Oh, it's always the man. Chivalry. Okay. Well, I'll just name one. Rose. Being Black in America, the rose about that is I just feel so, like, you know, ambient, you know, as a Black person, that I can actually achieve more, I feel like, as a Black person than like any other culture. And I don't know if that's like just because I am Black, you know, but a rose, I feel like people are always questioning what else can I do, you know. And so I like that, you know, feeling of I can be so many things, and it's creates a space for people to be like, oh wow, you can do that too. Oh wow, you can do that too. You know, I'm a PA, so oh wow, you can be a PA, you know, too. So it's like it creates that, you know, might be a dysphoria for some people, but for me it's like, you know, like, ooh, it gets me like even more excited to do that thing. Awesome. Whatever it is as a Black person.
So my rose is everything about being Black. Our style, our creativity, our artistry, the way that we can just light up spaces in such a magnificent way. Our looks, right? Like, people pay a lot to look like us. We'll leave it there.
Are you one of them?
Just our spirit of goodness. When you look at everything that has been done to us, and everything that we could retaliate and give an eye for an eye, that's not our first response. I think our response is usually to respond with goodness, and I love that about us.
You're always protected. Okay.
Oh, I like your shirt. Oh my God, we're matching.
Oh, wow.
I like your shirt.
Jeez. Are you her? Am I him? Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thorn wise, I just, what's going on right now? It's a thorn only because, not because it's pain in my butt maybe to see certain people act certain ways, towards our culture, but just more in the fact that, even when going with like, people questioning me, sometimes they question me in a sense like, and I have to like truly prove to them like how well I could be doing when someone else that doesn't look like me can easily take that seat,
Yeah.
So like it's like a rose and a thorn in the same sense. I like the ability to like awe people, but I just don't like the thorny piece of it where I'm put on less of a pedestal. I gotta keep proving. Like yeah.
Sorry.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I would say, for example, like going into Starbucks and claiming your like your free coffee.
Yeah. So like like going to Starbucks, I'm a PA, like I said. So like they were giving free coffee to any healthcare provider during December, and so going in there, and I had actually scrubs on, so I looked like a health provider. But when I went in there to ask them, can I get one of the free coffees for this month for healthcare providers, they were just like, so what do you do? So you're what? A PA? Okay, So like I had to like keep on prompting them like who I was, and half it's being a PA, we're still trying to get known, but also, look at me, it's like, like, are you sure?
Right.
Are you janitorial services? Are you like the one actually bedside, giving, medical advice? So it's like, it's always having to prove, that can also be a thorn to me as well.
I do want to clarify that is a thorn of being black in America. Everything about being black is lit. Okay, I love being black.
It's lit.
But we're talking about being black in America. So, I want to say I look forward to reparations, which I do look forward to black people getting their reparations.
Give me my money.
But even more than that, I look forward to us being so economically powerful and well off that like we don't like that reparations kind of is just like a second thing to think about. Like we don't even need to think about it, but we still want justice. On that note,
run me my money.
Do black people need to go back to Africa?
Like why would you want to even go back?
So I think when we see, so for me, I feel like black people are in a toxic relationship with America. That's what it feels like. Constantly having to be like, our lives matter, our lives matter. Like, we shouldn't have, that's not something we have to prove. Like, we shouldn't have, like, it should just be intrinsic. Like, you guys need to stop killing us. Like, those aren't things that we should have to say. But yet and still, we find ourselves repeatedly saying the same thing and nothing is changing. So for me, I wake up and I see this stuff and I'm just like, why are we even here? Why are we here? Like, I want for us to just see the world in like such a bigger way that like we don't have to be here. And so I compare it again to like a romantic relationship. Like if you're like, love me, like don't you see how great I am? Like don't you see I deserve to live? Why am I doing that? I could just leave. You just leave the relationship. So for me, and I find myself with all of everything we've said about black people, all of the gifts and talents that we have, why are we investing them into this country when we really could be going back to a place where our ancestry is from, where there's need for us, and we can be building up that place, where we don't have to like beg to be loved and to be valued and to be killed. Like go where you're celebrated, not where we're not even tolerated here.
And I think she brings up some good points. It's the fact that, when you have a lack of appreciation and you have to keep on telling yourself that you should be appreciated, you should be appreciated. That's for me, as the medical provider, like why we have so much depression, so much anxiety, when you're trying to find love in places that should be already loving you based on just who you are, and so that's always been like my, biggest thing, like, why are we so, trampled with so many problems just in the black, genre in general, you know, and I think it comes from, you know, this society of America kind of putting us in this little bubble, you know, of lack of appreciation. As a society, sometimes, you know, like we're plagued with a lot of, you know, diseases, you know, that a lot of others don't have to worry about, because sometimes it comes from just like you just having lack of opportunity, you know, and so that to me is just like it's totally unfair. And that's why I would really, you know, think about like, oh, like if I'm not loved here, why don't I go somewhere else that, you know, 100% looks like me, that possibly might appreciate who I am a lot better, you know, because I went to HBCU, so it's like my comparison to Africa is Hampton.
Oh my god.
Because most of them were black. So,
that is, if I had a regret, my number one regret in life is not going to HBCU. I went to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If Africa's like Hampton, then it's gonna be lit. I'm down for my 12 to 2s. You know about that. But
I know,
you
you're
know,
gonna teach me.
You know, it
when
would
are we
be
going
fun.
to homecoming?
The world. Tell the world to stop, and then I would lovely take you to homecoming in October. But yes, it's like, you know, so that's my other question. It's just like people like me that like don't like, yeah, we have ties in the sense of, you know, our African heritage, right, you know, but like I've never been. So it's like, to me, I also fear of like, will I fit in, you know? Because like even at Hampton, like at first I felt like I didn't fit in, you know, because you have all these black cultures, they're finally like mingling together, and you finally realize that we're all different, you know? You know, you kind of think we're all gonna be the same, but no, we're totally different. And so like for me going to Africa, like I've never been there. I've even taken a missionary trip, you know, like that's like the American thing, right? You know, take a missionary trip, we saved the world. You know, like I haven't done anything, like, you know, it's literally just through National Geographic.
Okay, so
you know?
that's I'm so happy you brought that up. So for me, I have to like recognize my privilege, right? Because I know like my ancestry. I'm first generation American. Both of my parents immigrated straight from Zimbabwe. So it's easy for me to have that thought. Not so easy for other people who just don't know where they came from. So I recognize my privilege as I speak on this. I think you hit it on the head when you said you've never taken a trip. You know what I mean? So it's like, it starts with a trip. Like, we're going to Mexico, we're going to Europe, we're going to, you know, all these other places full of people who don't look like us. So it starts with a trip. It starts to like, you know, getting, like, just even having that thought and that idea and just having it as a seed and then letting it grow.
Put Africa back on the map where it respectfully already is and been, you know, because, you know, even the map already messes it up. You know, it's one of the biggest, you know, places in this whole world, you know, but in the map it's this small, you know. And so it's like, you know, like we're not even giving respect to the actual, you know, country as a whole, you know, based on even like very minute things like that, you know. And so yeah, it is, you know, it's taking a trip, you know, out there. I mean, honestly, I haven't been to Europe or anything. So I'm way behind when it comes to even leaving the American soil.
Speaking on leaving the American soil, so I think that some people just, you know, going on the other perspective, and it's 100% valid, and I agree with this too, which is that why should I leave when I built America? Black people built this country. So like, why should I leave? Like, no, we're gonna sit here. We're gonna like claim what's rightfully ours. And I think that that's a valid perspective to have too. I do think let's, you know, taking the comparison back to like a relationship where it's just like, but you know, I created this, or like I created this person. I do think sometimes like, yeah, that's valid, but also for your health, your family's health, your wealth, there sometimes comes a point where we have to cut our losses and say like, yeah, I'm entitled to that, but maybe I can do better elsewhere. So, what do you think?
So let's take back what's ours. Let's be like off of Black Panther.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
Take back all my artifacts.
Oh my God!
You know,
are you comparing me to him?
No, I'm just saying. I think it's.
But he was. I kind of agree with him. What was his name?
I know, like, you know, Killmonger. I mean, like I said, that was perfect, you know, because to me that seems like it's radical, right? But radical is the fact that you took us from our land, you you know, by to a place that wasn't, you know, we're supposed to be. And then
I love talking to you.
It made us build it.
Come
you know?
on!
And so it's like, instead of, you know, protecting him or her, we gotta protect our, you know, our society as black people as a whole. And so like I get that, you know, and I understand that, and you know, it kind of puts you like in like two areas of like, you know, like what's right and wrong even in these little situations, you know. But you know, I have a question, you know, for like maybe those people that are out there like, you know, oh, if you go back, you know, you're just providing more separation, you know, like, you know, like, so like what about those folks that kind of like then,
That's a good question.
you know, they're like, you know, like, oh, your love about integration, right, you know, but now you're just causing us all separate, and now it's like, you know, that's racist in its own way, you know. It's like
racist.
yeah.
Please.
So it's like, you know, what do you?
I have so much. We're running out of time. I have so like that could be a whole episode. I have so much to say on that. Like,
you got a lot to say, y'all.
I have so much to say. Let's just I'm
give me the snippet.
I got a pen. No, go off, sis. There's so much. Okay, so first of all, look at what we built. Looking at history, look at Black Wall Street, all of the powerful things that we were building as a community prior to integration, right? I feel like integration is like, that's where we kind of like fell off from getting ourselves to where we want to be economically as Black people. So I don't think that integration had the positive effect for us. What's a good analogy? Like, you know, like when you're on an airplane, maybe it's a bad analogy, but I'm gonna use it anyways. So like when you're on an airplane and they say put the
mask.
Put the oxygen on yourself before you can go and help other people. Yeah. And I think for Black people, like, we can't go and like, until we are strong within ourselves, I don't feel like until we're at a certain point where like, you know, we're built within ourselves, I don't really think we have like that luxury of like going and integrating, especially when you look back on history, what's happened after integration. It was not positive. It was supposed to be, the only reason for integration, well, not the only reason, but it was like we were supposed to be separate but equal. The issue was we weren't equal. I think if we were separate and equal, it would have been fine. Yeah. What's J. Cole? What's that song? The neighbors think I'm selling dope. One of his lines is so much for integration, don't know what I was thinking. I'm moving back to Southside, so yeah. You wanna move back to Southside with me?
Juneteenth over here. Yo, she's a rapper like on her own. I don't know if we'll hopefully get some bars out for her, you know, but she definitely has like every lyric in her head.
I do. I have a lyric for every topic. That should be an opener. I appreciate you have like a Spotify somewhere you're not telling me about, or you have like an account that you just a burn account or something. I don't know. Like Issa?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you probably rapping the mirror. Nah, but yeah, she's really good. But yeah, it's like separate but equal. You know, like what does that really mean? And I think the crazy part, if you're not really in tune with what's going on, you're not understanding that like that concept is happening right now. You know, and so like, you know, like, and the thing is, I have a lot, you know, both of us, you know, we have friends of every origin, you know, culture, you know, and so like we can have these discussions, you know, that are very fruitful, and you know, we get a lot across, you know, but then we also have the other discussion with other people where it's just like, okay, this is how you really think, and this is how you feel, and this is kind of how your thought process, and it's fine to have on your own opinions, but it's also good to know them, you know, because moving forward, I have to protect myself, her, and my culture, you know, as much as possible to make sure it's uplifted. And unfortunately, some people just don't have that same, you know, processing in their brain, you know. And sometimes it seems like it's very unconscious, but you know, it is conscious, you know. It's very conscious, and it's okay. But I said it's good for me to know, you know, type of thing. Yeah. And so yeah, I think we've said a lot. I think we need to go back to yeah. But I like Marcus Garvey. Like I actually hope I'm part of the elite. That he said needs to go first. Okay, yeah. So Marcus Garvey said the elite, but then he said everyone else. As a PA. Yeah. I know. I'm just saying. I want first dibs. Yeah. I want to be the scientist, you know, the researcher, the PA, the actor. They talk the artist, and you know, like that goes first to, you know, build it, educate it, you know, build it up. But
Woo! All right. I think we gotta go plan our trip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even though we can't, right? We can't right now.
Can't right now. But even though you can't make these, you know, moves, you know, I think it's always a good thought process to start just educating yourself on just, you know, Africa, you know, culture or tradition or just, you know, your own heritage, you know, just now, because, you know, you have the time to actually do your own research and just think and educate yourself. But, you know, also it's important because, you know, in the state of, you know, the world that we're in right now, I think it's important to lift each other up, you know, and understanding that we can protect not only ourselves, but, you know, our culture, you know, for what it is and what it stands for and what it's always been, you know, and so yeah, I think
what it's always been.
What it's always been. All right, it's been lovely, y'all, and we love the fact that y'all came in today to talk to us. I think if you got anything from it, we want to know in the comments if that you feel like this, like how we feel, like do you feel the same way? And have you even been to Africa? And if you've been, you know, like would you ever even think about making that move if push came to shove? She's going for sure. So I'll tag along.
What? I'm going.
Yeah, she's going
for a trip or to move.
Either way, I'm tagging along. Put me in the suitcase. All right, y'all. It's been lovely. Protect yourself.
Thank you so much. Every other Tuesday, we'll be here.
Mom, listen. Every other Tuesday. She's probably got a comment. All right. Adios.
Bye.